The former president, Barack Obama, is the deporter-in-chief. And in the school district of Waukegan, there is an almost 80 percentile of Latinx children here in our school district.
Well, the former First Family is getting some pushback in their hometown of Chicago. You were listening there to immigration activists who are opposing renaming a middle school there after the former president and the First Lady. They say the Obamas deported way too many illegal immigrants. One protester went so far as to call him a, quote, oppressor. The school board is now expected to make a decision on the school renaming by mid-April.
I think we should take into consideration all parties as it relates to the name changing, right? I don't want to have to do this another 10 years from now because there's a different group who feels differently.
We are joined by the power panel now. Matt Gorman, who's a former communications director for the House Republicans campaign arm, as well as Kristal Knight. She's the former director of Priorities USA, the largest Democratic super PAC during the 2020 election cycle. She's also worked as a regional field director for President Obama's 2012 re-election campaign. An esteemed political panel. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Let's break the story down into a couple of parts here, just for clarity's sake. So put the Obamas, table them to the side. We'll get to them in a moment. Kristal, I want to ask you first. So if I understand this correctly, the school board is rejecting President Jefferson because he was a slave owner, and they say they are rejecting Webster because he supported slavery. In your view, is this reasonable or unreasonable?
I think that that's totally reasonable. You know, America has a history of honoring slave traders, race baiters, and giving them monuments and capitals. And so I absolutely agree that, you know, those two presidents should not be named for this school.
Matt, what do you say?
Well, look, I think it's also important to put these folks in the context in which they lived. And I think broadly, when it comes to the woke left, you can cater to them all you want, but it'll never be enough. You're never going to be pure enough. I mean, like I said, Obama's a perfect example. This is his hometown. And I did a little research. The Waukegan School District has time to change names left and right, but they don't have time to get their kids back in the school. They're still not there. So I question not just their judgment, but their priorities.
The priorities. All right, so Kristal, moving on to the Obamas now. The school board says they're essentially rejecting renaming this after President Obama for reasons entirely different from race. They're reporting that the Latinx community there objects to President Obama, you know, bearing the name, the school bearing his name because he did not support undocumented immigrants in the United States. They said anybody who did not represent the Latinx community is out. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that that's false. I mean, President Obama did a lot, and he passed a lot of legislation for Latinos in this country. I think you also have to look at the totality of his record. I mean, he named Julian Castro as the HUD secretary during his 8 years in office. And so that's something that's historic and signifies his support for the Latino community.
Well, he was also, though, Kristal, just to push back for a quick second, he was also at one point nicknamed the deporter-in-chief based on the record numbers of undocumented migrants he deported from the United States custody.
Well, listen, immigration is a tough issue. Name me a president who had the perfect immigration record, and I will name you a president that had flaws in his record and had flaws in his policy. And so I don't think that, you know, it's fair game to critique his immigration policies, but it's also fair game to look at his entirety of his presidency, the things that he did to help the Latino community in this country. And so I don't think if we, you know, want to nitpick around like immigration and around, you know, undocumented citizens, that's something to deter a name, you know, his name going onto a school.
Matt, what say you?
Look, you can, you know, disagree with it, as many in my party do, but he was also the president who instituted DACA. And without that, that was a huge thing for the Latino community during the 2012 campaign when I worked for Mitt Romney. So again, look, you know, if he's not pure enough for the woke left, who is? I just don't understand it.
Kristal, I want to get your quick wrap on a point Matt made earlier, which is there's all of this stuff, the naming and being sort of the times and reflecting the moment and diversity. Then there's the school board's job is to educate students, and that's being lost in all of this.
Yeah, I think he makes a good point. You know,
I like finding common agreement areas. This is fabulous.
Yeah. But the thing is at the end of the day, we're in a pandemic. Children need to get back into school. And so those are the things that we really should be focused on is how can we make sure that children become vaccinated at the most, efficient, way as possible. Yeah. And then we can have this debate. But I also think, I'm a Democrat. I'm here to defend the president. Former.
All right, well, we got to leave it there. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Matt, Kristal, we'd love to have you back. Thanks so much for talking about these hot button issues with us. We really appreciate it.